Hello, and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I am Dustin. We are looking at Tesla once again, and what an ugly week, what an ugly close, and are ugly things to come? They might be, because Tesla, the way that it's setting up right now, it is now down on its 1 day, 5 day, 15 day. So that just right there, 3 weeks of negative rolling returns are generally very negative. We still are positive on the 1 month, which is what most algos look for, but we are negative on the 3 month, we are positive on the 6 month, and we are negative on the 1 year. And if you look here at this chart, the blue line is the price, the red line is the 15-day moving average. It is starting to curl down, boys and girls, which if we see the last time that happened back here in July, things got really ugly really quick into the bottom on the 18th of August. So if we're looking, what we can see is that we have a bullish on the weekly in terms of the sentiment. We are bullish on the daily in terms of the sentiment. But things don't look like they're necessarily setting up perfectly. And what's interesting here is that the bottom of the range is at 236. We're at 244, so we're actually not that far from the bottom of the range. The top of the range is at 289, which, as you'd expect in Tesla, there's a really good chance it could actually hit that price. If we go look at the overall raw data here, this is just kind of the actual data of Tesla going back historically. Even now, it's still above its 5 day moving average, but it is actually, no, it's not above its 5 day moving average. It's below its 5 day moving average, while the 5 day moving average is very barely going to be above the 23-day moving average. It's interesting because we are now currently seeing volatility rising, and we kind of have correlation that would say that the price should rise. The problem is, I think this volatility rising that you're seeing right here, which is delayed, is not really taking into account the fact that this, while it was at 16.5 on Wednesday, it was at 16.9 on Thursday, it was at 16.4 on Friday. It's starting to roll over, I think. I mean, you can see that we are negative on the rolling one. Still do have on the trade signals, go long in the short term, intermediate term, and longer term. And if we look at the overall trend, we're going to be bearish in the short term. We're flipping back and forth in the intermediate term, and we're still bullish in the longer term. So I do want to respect that this price right here at 244 might end up being a price that we end up buying or wishing that we bought. But I'll be really respectful of what I'm seeing here in terms of the rolling bear. We're seeing a falling bear here in the rolling sentiment, which is going to feed into that bearishness. We're starting to kind of see trickle into the sentiment. This is the rolling sentiment, so this is kind of going to feed into what is the actual trend. But sentiment is really important here in Tesla because you can see the type of moves down here on this graph, this ultra-fast sentiment indicator essentially measures bullishness and bearishness. The green is the bullishness, the red is the bearishness. When you get bigger red bars than you do green bars, things are bad. When you get bigger green bars than red bars, things are good. We can see, though, that we see a falling bear is on the horizon here for Tesla. Let's look at the trading signals. Looks like when it comes to the bear Q3, we're going to have 3 signals on Monday. We're only going to have 1 for the bull. We are seeing some of these really good signals, like the big bull, the small bull, the swift bull. These things are good to see. But we do want to be really conscious. And actually, I'm going to go back to this because I think what's really even more important, because Tesla is one of the most important stocks in the entire market, if not the entire world, considering the U.S. pretty much leads the world in global stock market values. You can see that this is the VIX. The VIX is actually starting to flip to show you some go long signals again, which has been a while. We have not seen go long signals in the VIX since the end of July through pretty much all of August. And we are starting to get those again. We've had 3 weeks of where we haven't seen the VIX flare up, but now it looks like it might. We look at the Tesla charts, it essentially reflects what's happening in the VIX. And actually what I want to see, since we talked about the VIX with Tesla, I want to see what is the VIX correlation. Right now, the VIX correlation for Tesla is negative 59%, and it's rising. Here's the actual chart. You can see that it's rising. So if the VIX is going to be breaking out while Tesla's falling, we do actually want to see the reverse. We actually want to see a rising correlation in Tesla if the VIX is going to continue to be incredibly strong. Not sure if that's going to follow through. If we're still at negative 60%, essentially, we'd want to see the VIX completely collapse, and then Tesla has a chance to go up. We're looking here at the overall daily sentiment, just like we looked at before. Things are above 50%. The green lines are above that black moving average, which is the 15-day moving average of daily sentiment. Looks like the volume, the unfortunate part is that while the price is dropping, the volume is starting to pick up a little bit. You can see the blue line is right above that red line, which is the 15-day moving average of the volume. We can see 127 million shares traded on Friday. We're a lot compared to what we've seen recently because we were above that average. We do see the volatility. Again, just like I was saying, it looks like it's about to roll over, and the correlation is currently negative. So actually, that would be slightly positive. And the reason why is 2 negatives do make a positive when it comes to derivatives of a number. Think about the difference between speed and acceleration. The speed is how fast you're going. Acceleration is how fast you're getting to the next speed or slowing down from that speed. This is the exact same thing. The rate of change when it comes to this actual daily volatility is actually, it's starting to slow and go negative because we're starting to see the price probably roll over like we've seen these hills with negative, but it is rising. We actually would like to see this correlation stay negative because if it was negative while the volatility was falling, that would mean the price would be going down or at least sideways to up. If volatility is rising and correlation is rising, price is going to fall incredibly slowly, but just very comfortably. Which, if you've seen in Tesla before, like this period right here, this July period through the middle of August, what that period is this. That is this. This is actually, let's see. Yeah, it's the middle of July right here into the beginning of August. What you have is the falling volatility and the correlation is negative. So you don't want a falling volatility and the negative correlation. It's just not a very good look when you're thinking about the long-term up picture for your stock. We can see the bottom of the range though. The bottom of the range is at 223. Top of the range is at 289. Things look like we could come down to 223. I'd really actually support and respect that level because it would be higher than our recent low on the 18th at 215. We stopped at like 225 and we bounced back up higher. I completely believe that Tesla could do amazing things going into the fall. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? Before you go, subscribe to the New High newsletter. We send you 25 stocks to your inbox every single Sunday. Stocks between $5 and $20. Stocks breaking out to one-year highs. Stocks breaking out to all-time highs. It is a great list to get your trading week started. I'll talk to you soon.